At last I am free! After many years of slow dial-up, through T1s and T2s, at last the nefarious Dr. Streaming is back to wreak chaos. Of course, chaos needs to be wreaked. How do I do it? How do I destroy all that dratted physical media? But then last year it started with Horrorween. This year I have my own slimy, slinky Horrorween materials, and I will weaken their resolve, at which point all the physical media will be destroyed into streaming. This is Horrorween 2019.
Well, happy Halloween!
Yes.
Loyal viewers, as we are on our final Horrorween episode.
Mm-hmm. It's been a wild, strange, crazy ride.
You know, we haven't heard from Dr. Streaming lately.
Yeah, probably because you stole his outfit.
Streaming is good. Physical media is bad. But, you know, any case, I don't know when he's going to send the movie. It's not like the movie's not going to appear in my hand or something like that.
I don't know.
Oh.
Nice dissolve.
Well, I guess it did appear in my hand. So it looks like this time we've got 1031.
Uh-huh.
So, kind of a cool title.
Yeah.
So, I guess we have something to look forward to.
Isn't that something?
And we'll see you soon. Well, we're back.
Yep.
And that was 1031.
Yep.
So, what'd you think?
So there were 5 of them.
Yep, 5 films by 5 independent directors.
Uh-huh.
The first one was The Old Hag, which was about a bed and breakfast that had a haunting by an old hag.
Yeah.
I actually think this was my favorite of the
Pretty
5.
good. It was pretty good.
Because it built suspense. It had some cool parts to it, and I kind of liked the ending.
Right.
And that's by Justin M. Seaman of The Barn. Or is it? No, The BAM.
The BAM.
The BAM.
BAM. Yes. And then we had Trespassers.
Yep, Zane Hirschberger, who also did Cryptids. So, what did you think of Trespasser? What was that? That was the
Trespassers, you had a couple who walked out of a movie because it was boring them. And it being Halloween night, they had to do something Halloween-y. And the girl did not listen to reason.
You know, that one wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I was annoyed with her, but otherwise it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was coherent. And coherence is something that apparently is a premium with some of these.
It actually, it's kind of interesting that you point that out. And we'll get to each of them in turn, but it almost seems like the movie, they almost arranged it so that the first ones were very straightforward and easy to follow, and the last ones were like, what the hell is going on?
Speaking of, Killing the Dance by John William Holt of the Doom's Chapel of Horror.
Doom's Chapel Horror?
Oh, yeah. This is essentially a bunch of people, they go to a skating rink, and then some dude, or what appears to be some dude dressed up like this guy, starts slashing people up at a roller rink.
Yeah. Very scary looking costume.
It turns weird really quick at the end.
Yeah. It's still pretty easy to follow. It was mostly a pretty straight up slasher.
Yeah.
And even the twist of the killer's identity is one that makes perfect sense. But the way they
the
followed
end was
the very end was
yeah.
like, huh?
I thought it dragged a bit.
Yeah.
I think it concentrated a lot just on them skating around in a circle for a
A
while.
little bit. And the one dude was just a total doucher, and until the very end, he showed us this heroic streak, and for all the good it did.
Then the next one is Brett Jager of Bone Jangles for the Halloween Blizzard of '91.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is where it really takes a spin for the
Surreal.
odd.
Yes.
Essentially, you have this blizzard with these people staying in this house. I use that term lightly.
Yeah.
This place is very weird. It's like somebody took like a hotel or something and converted it, because they have an industrial kitchen, a sauna, and a bunch of rooms that don't look like they were finished. It just, yeah. And there's some killing and some stuff. I did feel like that one creeped me out more than most of the ones.
Now we know these were a bunch of indie films, and they take that into account. This one almost felt like they wanted the actors to be as wooden as possible. It was very intriguing. It was. I don't know if this was it just lackluster direction or if they intentionally went that way. But they were very stilted acting from all the parts. The one thing I will say, though, there's sort of a running debate between the two young children of Halloween versus Christmas. And this is borne out in various embodiments of the two holidays. And I have to say, this is one of the more entertainingly creepy Santa Clauses I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And the trick-or-treaters
They
were
really
like
creepy.
they were like what's their names?
Like the trick-or-treaters.
Lock, Stock, and is it Lock, Shock, and Barrel from Nightmare Before Christmas?
That's what I was
but
thinking.
But worse.
They
They
were
were creepy.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It kind of felt aimless at points, but yeah, that one was weird and went off some odd directions.
Yes, it did.
But of course, not so much as the last one, which was the Sam Hines slasher of Rocky Gary's first movie. That's his directorial debut, and well, I liked the killer. It kind of had like sort of like a Michael Myers vibe to him. And there were some really cool ideas, like when they have a flash in the picture and it shows like the sort of skull face on the girl there. But the film itself was totally incoherent.
I wouldn't say totally, but largely.
Really hard to follow.
For one thing, if it had been a straight slasher film, it would have made more sense. But they tried to bring in this weird supernatural element. That the two parts do not seem to jibe well with one another. And
that's this guy here.
Yeah. Now, yes, the look of the slasher was pretty cool. And there were, like, again, elements that were good, but it was...
And this is the trick-or-treaters that you see on there.
Yeah. It also really felt, again, it felt kind of like they weren't entirely... There was a lot of what am I trying to say? Kind of music and image without really dialogue. Kind of like
I don't feel like they had quite an aim for what they were looking for. I feel like they wanted to do a couple of things and then didn't decide.
Right.
But still, it was interesting. So I already said my favorite, which was the old hag. What would you say your favorite of the nights would be?
Probably the old hag.
I thought that one set the tone pretty well. And I would definitely watch another film by this one. I might actually have to watch The Bam just to see how that is. That's is interesting. And I do have the second one of these. I do have the link to it. it got delayed because they asked about slipcovers. I could have had it early and not had a slipcover.
We have to note that that's a cool looking slipcover.
Yeah, I mean, if you look underneath, you can see that it's a reversible cover.
That's kind of cool too.
But you can see the cover on the disc. It's a signed copy, but the disc is the other cover. You can see that. Yeah, so it's a pretty interesting movie. I enjoyed it.
Good times.
I would recommend it to those people who like indie horror, and indeed, it was kind of fun and a little bit aimless, but then again, it was enjoyable.
And most of the gore was quick shots, and some of it was so cheesy that it didn't really mean much.
So would you watch it again?
Oh yeah, eventually. I'll have to. I kind of wish I could have gotten that edition. I don't know.
Yeah, this was me doing the crowdfunding.
Right.
Just like the second one, I will get one of these. It'll be in November when it arrives, but maybe we'll look at the second one next year.
Maybe.
So I waited a year to watch this one.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's it for us on this particular portion of the review. Let's see what Dr. Streaming is up to.
Yes. Happy Halloween.
I have at last finished my mission. You've watched every film. And now I am at full power. I have tried to worm my way gradually through the systems. As you've noticed, the DVD shelves of stores get bare. Video games come out digital only. And Stadia is soon to take over the entire video game world. Streaming will win. But I am impatient. And now I have amassed the power to take out all of the physical media. And you, only you will miss it.
So,
Bitch, please.
Yeah. Actually, he puts... Well, I mean, there are Gen Zers that do collect physical media. I mean, it's not just Gen Xers and Millennials. There's a portion that doesn't know about it, but that's what this channel's about, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know there are people that want everything streamed directly to their brains, whatever, to each your own, and so forth, but, I like learning the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah.
Of course! Gen Zers stream everything. They don't have physical anything these days. It's only you millennials and Gen Xers who are trying to keep this alive. But that's alright. The streaming begins. Observe.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh.
Are you gonna stand for that and let him steal your expensive anime?
That was the last volume of Lum, too, over there.
Oh, that bastard.
You know how expensive that is? That's like...
Yeah.
It's like super expensive. That's like...
Now, if you
$5?
can tell us where you can stream Urusayats, or that's something else.
Yeah, really?
I don't think that's doable.
Some things just aren't possible.
I know.
There is no stopping me. As any young person knows, high-speed internet is eternal, never flawed, never ending.
Streaming definitely isn't eternal, at least not in this neck of the woods.
You notice, though, all the ones he stole were right back on the shelf behind him. So it must not be eternal, huh?
Maybe there's a delay.
Loading.
I don't know what we're going to do, though. This guy is...
Loading. What?
Still, the guy managed to take this. I mean, this needs to be taken seriously. I mean, first my collection, then your collection.
Hell no. He's not allowed to take my collection.
Oh, crap. Looks like the internet got knocked out again. Alright, well, I guess we'll finish filming this later.
Sounds good.
The internet's out. No!
Whew. My goodness. Glad that's over.
Indeed.
Looks like the internet's back up again.
Yep.
Well, you know, it comes and goes.
So is food.
But that's one of the things about this channel. We try and talk about preserving physical media. All jabs aside, I am kind of glad to see that there is a population that is not... It does bother me when you've got a younger group of population that doesn't understand that things don't have to be streamed.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't want people to be thinking that we're talking about, just all seriousness, that we're just talking about, like, all you young whippersnappers.
Yes, all you young people, like, you want to hear something truly horrifying? When we went out to the hayride the other night, one of our friends said that they were, had recently learned that there are a lot of people out there nowadays who have never heard of the electric slide. I mean, that may be good for them in the long run, but still, it just tells you things are changing, man.
But, you know, that's the thing. Physical media is a nice thing, and I think this is what this channel really is about. It is about physical media, and the great thing is it's that it isn't just all of them are out of it. Matter of fact, some of the cooler collectors on some of these anime sites I've been on are Gen Zers. So that's very cool. But never forget that you too may have an internet outage.
Exactly.
And with that said, this has been Septum Sin versus the World, and this has been Horrorween for the season. I hope you all have enjoyed our little skits and our lovely, lovely entertainment. So we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.